All righty, and we are going to start with Chris Stock from Inside the U. Chris, if you had a question for Al.
Yeah, Al, I was curious about practices, maybe the receivers that you're going against, maybe some guys that are impressing you or have really elevated their game from a year ago.
Yeah, I think a lot of our guys really up their game. Popes, Wiggs, the young guys are coming up. Daz, a lot of receivers are really coach is doing a good job of coaching them up and teaching them different techniques and having them doing different things. And that complements with the quarterbacks, too. They up their game, too, so they work hand-in-hand together.
Al, we're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan, if you had a question for Al.
Hey, Al.
Hey, Susan.
Hey. So I'm wondering what it's like defending De'Ara King's passing game. Anything that stands out? And I had one follow also.
Yes. Well, Derek's a very precise passer, and you got to respect the quarterback as well when going against a receiver. When you're going against an average quarterback, you can just worry about covering the receiver. When you're going against a precise quarterback like that, you have to worry about the ball placement and the things of that sort. So it's definitely getting me better.
And the other thing is the scrimmage coming up. What are you especially going to be concentrating on in that scrimmage?
I personally will be focused on just playing free, having a little bit of a hair on fire mentality, just let myself go a little,
Thank you.
Awesome. Al, we're going to go to David Ferronese at the Sun Sentinel. David, if you had a question for Al.
Sure, Al. Hey, I was interested to know what strides you feel you've made in your game, and also the younger guys that were here last year, Corey Couch, Christian Williams, what strides you have seen in them.
I think we've all done a great job of just kind of latching on to each other, and we're excelling very fast, and we're getting very mature and just going against different things. Like I said, with the quarterback, seeing different looks, and we do a good job of once we see something one time, we learn from it and we talk to each other, and we're growing really fast.
Al, we're going to go to David Lake at Inside the U. David, if you had a question for Al.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you just how the communication's going on the back end with the secondary. Now that a lot of you guys are coming back from your experience last year, do you feel like that's on point? And just in general, how important is that part of the game for you guys in the secondary?
Well, David, I think that's a big part of our defense is communication. And coming off last year, it was like our first time really being all together. And when we came back spring, for the little time we did, you could really just feel the growth and connection after playing a season with each other. And it's kind of like we're at the point where, like, we can just read each other. We're going, just building a connection, basically, so we can just communicate without communicating in the game.
Awesome. Al, we're going to go to Matt Showdell at Kane Sport. Matt, if you had a question for Al.
Yeah, hey, Al. I wanted to ask you, I don't know if it's a depth chart question or not, but Trajan's gone. Like, do you sort of see yourself having to be the guy now, or you and, maybe you and DJ having to be the guys now? You're the returners with the most experience. Sort of talk about sort of what you have to take on your shoulders.
Well, Matt, for me personally, I go into every practice as if nothing is anyone's, you know what I mean? So I just go in thinking because those guys behind me, Corey and Christian, they're great corners as well, and DJ's a great corner as well. So all four of us, and including the freshmen too, the freshmen Isaiah and Marcus, anyone can have that job. So I attack it every day as if I'm just another guy, which I am. But it's up to when the time comes. If my time does come, it's up to me to step up.
Great. Al, last but not least, we have David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David, if you had a question for Al.
Hey, Al, there's some word that the NCAA could basically give everyone an extra year of eligibility, kind of given all the uncertainty surrounding this season. I know you're a junior, you'd be able to come back next year anyway. But just, is that a measure you feel like is pretty important right now, just given all the uncertainty there is around this season?
I think if that does get clear, I think that's more than a huge statement for college football, because you have a lot of guys who felt a little shaky because there's some seniors, you don't know how their season is going to go. They're taking the chance. So I think that is like a big thing for a lot of guys around the college football world.
Oh, I lied. I got one more for you. It's Nick Garrido from WSVN. Nick, if you had a question for Al.
Hey, Al, obviously the losses on defense are well documented. No Rousseau. Quarterman's gone. How good do you think this defense can be, and what's your confidence level in the defense and what you guys got coming back?
Well, Nick, my confidence level in this defense is as big as my love for this defense. I mean, this defense, the sky's always the limit. When it comes down to our growth and our potential, it's always up to us. Every game is a new game, and every day is a new day. So it's always up to us how good we can be.
Great. Al, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.